Hello and welcome to Mustard Seed Mindset. The message that I have for you today is based on a prophetic vision that God gave to me. First of all, I'm extremely honored for God to use me as a vessel to deliver this message to you. Any visions, messages, dreams, etc. that God gives me, I consider it to be sacred knowledge. It's literally a miracle. It's a miraculous occurrence for any human to be able to see in the spiritual realm, or to be able to see into any future events. So this is not something that I take lightly. I'm extremely honored. Any prophetic wisdom that I do have is solely because God has granted me that wisdom. Okay, so without further ado, this message is entitled, "The Mark of the Beast is Near." God gave me a series of visions and messages. He tends to give me information in parts, and then it eventually comes together full circle. This word was no exception to that, and I'll tell you how. So on October 2nd, upon waking, I received the message, Sacred Geometry. I then studied sacred geometry for about an hour. Hours later, before going to sleep, I received a vision of a 6-pointed star. I, of course, recognized this star in my vision as I had just seen it earlier that day. Then, minutes later, God whispered the word esoteric. The definition of esoteric is intended to be understood by only a small number of people with a specialized knowledge. Okay, so then immediately after that, I saw a vision of a lifeless hand laying on its side. Then in the vision, I saw the hand up close and upright. In this hand, now seeing it closely, I noticed there was a hook going through the center of it, causing it to bleed. The next day, I was led to Revelation 13, and that is when this message came together full circle. So the fact that the hand laid there lifeless and then was raised represented a resurrection. But I knew this did not represent the resurrection of Jesus, because Jesus' hand was nailed to the cross, and this hand had a hook going through it. The sacred geometry was shown to me because there's so much depth and hidden symbolism within sacred geometry. There's many mathematics involved in the creation of the symbols. Also, the symbols within sacred geometry look a lot like the basis of many life forms, such as cellular structure, DNA, flowers, galaxies, seashells, tree branches, and so many other life forms. It's sort of like the physical imprint of what's already been created by God in the spiritual realm. God's creations are made with such intricacy and detail, similar to the detail in math found in sacred geometry. This is a level of detail that many cannot begin to explain, see, or understand, similar to the definition of esoteric. The 6-pointed star was used to show me the number 6, which later was represented further as the number 666, which biblically is the number of man. Here's how all of this comes together. I'm going to read to you Revelation 13, and I'm reading the New King James Version. Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard, his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they worshipped the dragon, who gave authority to the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" And he was given a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and those who dwell in heaven. It was granted to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation. All who dwell on the earth will worship him, whose names have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If any has an ear, let him hear. He who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience in the faith of the saints. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast, who was wounded by the sword and lived. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has an understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of man. His number is 666. Notice that it says, let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. To calculate is to figure out, to discover, to make sense of. A sacred geometric symbol was used to represent that there's hidden meaning, hidden symbolism, hidden mathematics, more than what meets the eye. So this mark of the beast era will not be easily recognized by many. There will be mimicry of the resurrection of Jesus, and through this mimicry, many will honor and follow accordingly. The mark of the beast will be represented in a way that will appear harmless, as if to make your life more convenient. In fact, life without it will be challenging, so much that even people who recognize this as the mark of the beast will be tempted to follow suit. This message is to keep your eyes open, continue to seek God, be a warrior of the Lord, stand strong by your faith in God's promises, and do not waver. Your fortitude will be needed in the times to come. I hope this word has blessed you. As always, you can pray for confirmation and understanding on your own. Continue to be blessed, and thank you so much for watching.